Andre Montgomery moves from Texas to St. Louis for a new path, not realizing that sometimes you need to keep your enemies close and your family closer. Welcome to Crimes Among Us. June 7, 2015, Robert Montgomery's home will be reported burglarized. Cash and jewelry worth at least $220,000, life savings, retirement funds gone. Robbie tells authorities that she picked up the habit of carrying cash in her earlier performing days, as she would take some of her cut and place it in her boot. Some very important information was stolen, including her final info and her social security. From the start, Robbie felt it was a setup from someone she knew. No alarm was sounded, yet they knew exactly where the money was. Timothy Norman, her son, would point his suspicions towards her grandson, Andre. Andre would soon be shunned by family. It would seem that no one believed him, and he would move back to Texas. Sometime after that, St. Louis Police Department wanted Andre back for questioning. Andre would wholeheartedly deny any connection with the robbery, yet he drops a bombshell. He tells them that Miss Robbie's son could have had something to do with the robbery. Andre explained that Robbie was trying to have Tim removed from some of Sweetiepies' business ventures, and that on June 2016, Robbie would sue her son for copyright infringement for the total of $100 million. Only 4 days after Andre's interview with the cops, Andre receives a phone call and he steps outside. An unknown male would ask Andre if he had any greenery. Sadly, these would be the last words that he heard as he was gunned down on the same street his father was murdered and Timothy's father was murdered. With no suspects, could this have been a drug deal gone horribly wrong? Until the ultimate betrayal surfaces, as Timothy allegedly 1 year before the robbery took out $450,000 worth of life insurance on Andre, making himself the sole beneficiary. So if he was to die, or perhaps get murdered, Timothy would get all of the money. Timothy would try to collect the money a number of times. He failed. Tim would cover all the bases, as he would use Terica, an exotic dancer that he had a romantic involvement with, to help lure Andre out of the house. Terica was allegedly paid $10,000, as days later after his death she would attempt to put over $9,000 in several banks. The trigger man was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder and 1 count of murder for hire. Timothy has yet to pay the piper, but I can guarantee you the prison has a lot in store for him. For more on this story and others like it, please take a second, click this link, and subscribe to my YouTube.